want to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. So in the next amount of minutes, or 9 minutes, I think 9 minutes and 8 seconds, or maybe 8 minutes and 9 seconds, whichever, of the duration of time that you're going to be here on this video, you're going to, in a sense, hear and see some of the things that I have talked about over the course of time that I've spent directly on this channel, which is SEIJIHITO, the Second Coming. As I told you guys before, instead of me, right, just speaking and stating the things that I have seen or heard, I should just allow you guys to, in a sense, hear and see the things instead of coming at me and feeling that, oh, you're wrong, you don't know what you're talking about, you're just against black women and all this other type of stuff. Matter of fact, I'm going to let you hear it directly from black women's mouths on what it is that they are stating directly on social media to other women, and more specifically to the black men that they don't want.
What I'm saying is that black women, this is like a dream come true for us, for divestors. Okay, we are not online worried about you guys going overseas. In fact, it's like our prayers have been answered. We are not compatible. Black women and black men are not compatible at all. We do not belong together. This is like a dream come true. This country belongs to black women and white men, after all.
Beware, ladies, of the well-dressed dusty. These types of men are either gay or straight, and they are narcissists, meaning they are highly manipulative and very messy and very two-faced and very passive-aggressive. He is so invested in his appearance. He is always well-dressed. He may even buy designer clothes, and he looks good head to toe. His appearance is everything because he uses his appearance to manipulate and charm people, especially women. And when it comes to his income, he will lie about having more money than what he actually has. He lies about what type of job he has, where he lives. He's a liar when it comes to his financial situation. And he only does it to impress people. He lives way above his means. Then he gets around people and he plays people against each other. He gossips and he's very fucking messy. Straight or gay, these men are very manipulative.
So I had a Pookie boy comment on one of my videos talking about black men have more options than black women. Like, let's be real here. Y'all are only going out of the country because y'all can't find a sucker in the U.S. Y'all basically have to go out of the country to find yourselves a woman because the women in the U.S. don't even want y'all anyway. But y'all claim that y'all have more options, right? Right. Y'all are living in cuckoo land. Fantasy world.
You know, I said I wasn't going to participate in this discussion, but I woke up with it on my mind this morning around the passport brothers, and some of the men have been saying that they're going out of the country to go get their wives. Some of the men have even said, you know, throw us away because we're done for good. I didn't engage in that discussion because I don't see how it serves humanity for me to put energy into people that don't really want me, that people that don't really want me and the women that I represent. My thing is, who really wants someone that doesn't want them? In fact, I actually like that these passport brothers exist. I really wish that them, and maybe even more, I wish all of them would actually just go literally someplace else. Maybe if they got love, they would stop abusing the woman that they don't love here in America, simply because the woman cannot be submissive to their toxic behavior. Who really wants someone that does not want them? These men are literally doing us a favor. I'm actually very happy that they're making these decisions. I'm very supportive. I want everyone to have love. I feel that if more men left the country to go get their so-called wives, maybe, I don't know, maybe they'll be happier. Mind you, a lot of these men are treating you bad because they're broke. Maybe if they go to like these countries where their dollar will be maximized, they won't have to complain and feel like they're a broke man. They can be that rich guy in a third world country or a poor country or wherever they're going to get these women that Obviously, they want to use like a slave. It's really servitude that they're looking for, to be honest. They don't know that, but that's what they really want. Someone that could, anytime a guy wants a woman like their mother, it's really servitude that they're seeking. It's either that or they're a narcissist, right? So people that are narcissists, they have arrested development. They really feel like the world should revolve around them. And honestly, if technically that starts with their dynamic with their mother, of which they were not able to separate from, right? And obviously, these men want that type of dynamic. They want someone that's going to be able to be there, supportive, and condone their behaviors and love them just the same, just like their mama did.
Can someone smart tell me the difference between the passport bros and the male sapien colonizers that visited underdeveloped countries to pluck people out for services and sexual exploitation? What is the difference between the passport bros and the male sapien colonizers? Because what I can see is they both dehumanize people. The passport bros are dehumanizing women to the point of basically being used for their uterus and domestic capacity in the home. And outside of the job titles that the male sapien colonizers used, they put the women and men to work in the fields. The passport bros want to put them to work in the bedroom and the home. So, what's the difference?
I have been in the wormhole, y'all. Of the men who said they're going out of the country to find a wife. Number one, they act like we care. Number two, it shows that how they are mentally. They're no different than people who see black people as just being criminals or whatever, because most of the time that's what the media is showing you. So in their eyes, women don't want good men. We want, Pookie and Day Day. We want to be a baby mama. We're just having babies, by criminals or whatever, because that's what the media is showing them. I think that most of the men who are in that movement, they're not the desired type from women. Now, there's some women who would find them attractive physically. However, how they are mentally is the thing that is turning a lot of women off. Everybody has their type. I have my type. Those men have their type. I think the problem is that they're mad that nobody is choosing them. We're not choosing them. We're going after what and who we want, and they don't like that. I feel like, especially when you get to a certain age, especially like my age, I'm 40, I don't have kids. So automatically people would think that something's wrong with me. And especially if you are in your late 30s, 40s, with kids, they just tell you, just get what you can get. And because we're not choosing them, it makes them feel some type of way. And the thing about it with women, if you go and get you a wife from another country, you bring her back, please understand that her vendetta is to have a better life for herself. She's going to stay with you a couple of years, but please understand she probably got a man in that other country, and it's understood. Go to America, stay with this man as much as you can, divorce him, take him for all he has, and she'll go back to her country, and she'll go back to the man who she really wants. Don't fall.
What I'm gonna do, man? I don't care. Are you serious? Look at me.
Charles, stop, okay? Now give us a logical explanation about your point. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is that Black women, this is like a dream come true for us, for divestors. Okay, we are not online worried about you guys going overseas. In fact, it's like our prayers have been answered. We are not compatible. Black women and black men are not compatible at all. We do not belong together. This is like a dream come true. This country belongs to black women and white men, after all. And a lot of us are Trump supporters. And if you leave the country, we'll have to deal with less victimhood. We'll have to deal with less police shootings because you guys will be overseas. This is what we want. I don't think you understand that.
Now, I just want to say only one woman out of this whole thing technically had somewhat of a valid point. Then she just started sliding downhill. And that was the woman that I highlighted before, where she was stating that why would I, right, waste time and energy on somebody who is not even attracted nor doesn't even want to be with me, right? And that's the main thing that I have been stating for the longest time possible when it deals with divestors and their preference and where it is that they want to go and yada yada yada. It makes no sense for me to, in a sense, realistically focus directly on them. And naturally, I'm not focusing on them. The only time that they're actually on my radar is when they decide to say something so idiotic and stupid and they want to generalize, all black men. Like you heard the very last divestor basically state, she was like, oh, well, America belongs to, black women and Caucasian men. That's it. As if to basically say that black men have no reason to even be here at all. As if to say that they have the power to, in a sense, do and change any and everything in America when we realistically know, factually know, that is just not the case at all. Because if that was the case, then we wouldn't have to enact certain things such as the Crown Act, which stopped, right, these Caucasian corporations, their preferences, from discriminating against black women in the workplace. Of course, it did also an umbrella effect when it deals with, young black boys and black men. But overall, you have black women that were being discriminated against in the corporate setting. And then you were able to hear another woman basically state, be careful of the well-dressed dusty. I'm like, it's always a new term every single time. So how are black men supposed to dress? So if we dress well, we're dusty. If we dress casual, we're dusty. If we just dress like we don't care, we're dusty. If we have no fashion sense at all, we're dusty. Like I said, this is where terminologies, they get so overused that they in a sense lose their meaning. And now you can just use dusty for any and every single thing dealing with a black man. A black man knows how to eat properly with his utensils. He's dusty. A black man is educated, right? And he has goal and logic and common sense. He's dusty. A black man wants to, in a sense, wait, and he wants to court a woman before, actually doing stuff with her. He's dusty. Like I said, it's a whole bunch of projecting that you can, in a sense, get from a few of these women that are directly here. One of them also stated that everybody has their preferences, but more so specifically when it deals with black men, they're the same as the colonizer. They're doing the exact same things. And a lot of these women that you were able to see, they will categorize every single woman who is not from America as being from a poor or a third world country. And the most interesting and the funniest thing is that when you go to a lot of these other countries, your money will actually go a lot longer. That's the smartest thing to actually do. So you mean to tell me that the smarter decision, from what some of these black women are saying, right? The smarter decision is, in a sense, to stay in America and struggle where you have to pay more for what you want to get. You have to pay more for less versus going over to a whole different country where you're paying less and you're getting way more than you ever could in America. Okay, I guess. Because also a lot of these women, they want to categorize black men, oh, you guys are just running away, you guys are weak, you guys need to just deal with what it is that is here and yada yada yada. This is the thing about this though. If you have an issue with black men traveling, why don't you go out there and travel and you go see the sites and you go understand how long your money can go in certain other countries versus America. And then once you can, in a sense, judge your bank account, looking at being in this place for a month versus then coming back to America for a month and looking at your bank account, then let me know exactly how your money feels directly about that. Let me know how your savings and your checking feels directly about that. Let me know how your bills feel about that, because tons of people who are travelers do videos on YouTube and they basically say, hey, for about, $2 grand a month, I can basically live here with no problem. So that's paying for room and board, that's paying for food, which is breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and that's also potentially covering travel as well. And you mean to tell me that black men are completely weak, right? Because they would rather deal with a place that can cover all of that stuff in one go versus here in America, your rent might be two to maybe $5,000. And that's not covering water, heat, gas, electric, traveling, insurance, car insurance, health insurance. That's not covering any of those things. That's not covering your phone bill either. That's not covering cable. That's not covering internet. Like I said, the list can go on and on and on and on and on. But you're saying that black men, in a sense, need to stay here and they need to struggle versus going to a whole different area where their money can actually go a lot longer. Like I said, I need some of these black women that's complaining. I need them to actually get out there and start traveling, go out there and actually see the world, and go have those life experiences where you can see the differences in between the American dollar versus somebody else's dollar, right? And look at how long your money can actually go. And as one woman stated, every woman, just like a lot of these women that were running their mouth, a lot of these women are not, those black men's preferences, but yet they decide that they want to focus in on those black men that are not looking at them, that are not trying to be in a relationship with them. And the main thing that I've always stated is, as a black woman, why spend your time focusing on these guys that you know ain't trying to do nothing with you versus focusing on the guys that actually want to be with you? And that's my main point. Just like how a lot of women out here would rather focus in on the bad guy that's detrimental and that's not good for them, and they want to ignore the good guy. You have black women out here who are focusing in on guys who are clearly stating like, yo, this ain't what it is for me. I done try all this other type of stuff. Like I said, they're noting their experiences and they're listing why it is that they're going to try something else completely different. Completely fine and dandy. But in the same breath, why focus on them versus focusing on the clearing of the field and looking at the black men that actually want to deal with you? Why is that so difficult? Why make videos about black men that are not searching for you? Why not make videos about the black guys that are quote unquote looking for you, or the black guys that you are quote unquote looking for? Because realistically, as everything is going, the field is getting clearer and clearer and clearer, which means that black women should be able to sit down and look at all of the options that they got directly out here. But that's not what's taking place. And that's what I'm getting through the Way of the World lens, aka social media.